Hey DJ, the Super Bowl is upon us. I'm excited to see the Lakers play the New York Mets. Just joking with you. I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about football, but I know those aren't football teams. I'm just joshing you. But I want to talk about a football movie, but not just any football movie. Do you know which one I'm thinking of?
Oh, 84 Brady!
God, no. I want to talk about The Waterboy.
Woohoo! Waterboy!
Now that I think about it, that's not much better.
It's good.
We're a couple of guys who like to watch movies, cinema nerds who made it our duty to make a show where we break down, discuss, and review. We're the men who watch movies.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Men Who Watch Movies. My name is Alec.
And my name's DJ the Movie Man Wagner, also known as the CEO of the Men Who Watch Movies. And here with me is the Vice President of Editing. Would you give a big movie man welcome to Alec Castrahone?
That is correct.
Hello, everybody. We're back. We're back in HD. We got a new camera. We're looking good. Subjectively.
We got a new camera.
We got a whole new setup going on. I love it. We're doing everything. We're working with the new program. So if there's a few hiccups, I apologize. But I think we got most of them ironed out.
Yep.
Trying to do as little editing as possible to save me some time. And I feel like I'm using this new program. It's free, called OBS. And it's beautiful. But we're back, and we're here talking about The Waterboy today. We got the Super Bowl coming up on, we're filming this on a Friday. It's coming up on Sunday, and it's going to be great. I'm not a huge football fan, but I love the chips. I love the dips. I love the chicken wings. What do you think?
Oh, the same. I do love
of course.
The same.
And then we're ordering some pizza. It's going to be great.
Yep.
But you know what I also...
Super Bowl experience, great!
Oh, yeah, definitely. But you know what I also love? A little bit of information regarding, the movie industry and whatnot. So why don't you say we get down to the nitty-gritty?
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
And let's get on to this week
in movie news!
Cue that intro. All right. This week in movie news, we have some fun segments for you. Nothing too heavy, nothing too controversial or whatnot. Just some fun stuff about some upcoming movies. First off, we got Cocaine Bears upon us. Have you seen the trailer?
Oh, I've seen the trailer.
I think the bear looks like shit. What do you think? I was hoping for something. It would have been funnier if it was a guy in a suit.
Oh yeah, but I guess they got a bear, or I don't know what happened.
They got a CGI bear, and it looks like ass. I don't.
That is one big pile of shit.
I don't like it.
But the thing is that Ray Liotta's in there, so it's his last movie. So,
Yes, that's great.
He's the best.
I totally forgot, and I saw the
Iconic
trailer.
Thespian
And
Ray Liotta.
I got a little tear in my eye. No, I'm just joking. But I totally forgot that he was in it. It's great to see him, and I think this is his last role, right?
Oh yeah, it's his last role. I couldn't believe that this movie was based on an actual bear that actually, ate cocaine and just, died. Could not believe it.
It's probably, it was an event that happened in real life. I'm guessing it's loosely based on this,
if it's loosely based on a true story,
they got to make it movie.
It's true.
Movie-etic, if that's even a word. Of course, it's I believe this is the third film directed by Elizabeth Banks, the great Elizabeth Banks. Apparently, this has been in the news. She's defending the movie because there's a scene in there that's a bit controversial where there's kids taking drugs. What do you think about that?
I have no idea. I didn't see it in the trailer, but what's controversial about that? It's
Oh, what?
What's
I think that's self-explanatory. Children taking drugs should be very controversial.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's very bad.
Even for
but
the
I think
bear. Poor
of
bear.
For the purposes of comedy, I think we should take it as it's not something that's not. Yeah, I mean they're not trying to promote it. I think it's it's for a comedic situation, and it's a rated R movie, I'm assuming. So it's like kids shouldn't see it in the first place. And I think I think we should all laugh. We should stop. I just understand there's certain situations where, we should be a little more aware of what we're, the kind of jokes we're telling. But I feel like this sounds hilarious. I feel like there's a certain sense we should lighten up a bit. And this shouldn't be controversial, but I could see where people are coming from, but come on, it's a joke. So apparently, there's a scene where like these 12-year-olds are like, I don't know, I guess I'm assuming they partake in some of the cocaine. And then I believe there was a quote. I don't know if this is from Elizabeth Banks. But they stated that it was definitely controversial. I think this is from Elizabeth Banks. It was definitely controversial. There were conversations about should we go or should we age up these characters who were taking the drugs, and said we all kind of held hands and we were like, guys, they've got to be 12. It's their innocence being tested. So there's a little bit of a message behind that.
Yeah, it's a movie about a bear doing cocaine, and I didn't know anything about the 12-year-olds, but I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's shocking.
Shocking
to hear that was in the movie, but hopefully the movie's okay.
Like
you said, it
good.
has Ray Liotta.
Ray
I think
Liotta?
it has.
What a badass!
It has
what a
Ice
legend.
Cube's son in it,
what
I believe.
Thespian.
Yeah. I hope it's good, despite the graphics. They look a little iffy, but I'm really hoping this movie's
going to
be hilarious. Elizabeth Banks also talked about recently her flop, the 2019 Charlie's Angels reboot, and how she takes full responsibility for it. It's good to hear someone not passing.
Are they doing a Charlie's Angel reboot, or
they did one back in 2019. I don't know if you remember.
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart, was he in it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you made a mistake because I know Kirsten Stewart's in it. So I thought that was a little
there's
slip
women
of
in
the
there,
tongue.
but I guess Patrick Stewart plays like Bosley.
I didn't know that. Okay, so you're right. Patrick Stewart and Kirsten Stewart, no relation. But yeah, she takes responsibility for the flop. I think it's fortunate, the way people react to movies and stuff like that. Obviously, if a movie's, if people don't like the movie, they don't have to like a movie. We're not, we're not forcing anyone to like a movie. But I feel like sometimes people throw out.
We are just hoping that you might take some interest in the movie.
Yeah,
it's fair enough.
But I feel like sometimes people can be a bit too harsh. I know I throw out my criticisms, like I was talking about the CGI. I'm sure a lot of people put the CGI in Cocaine Bear. I'm sure a lot of people put hard work into that and whatnot. I razz them a bit, but I feel like some people take it too far and say, though this person sucks and they should die and blah blah blah. So the internet's a garbage fire like that.
Pretty much, but the things that I saw the trailer. It looks pretty awesome. You got Ray Liotta. You got O'Shea Jackson. Ice Cube's
Ice Cube's son.
But
she was taking the blame for the movie, saying that she was, it is, basically saying that it is what it is, and that she's just glad that it's out in the world. She tweeted back in 2019 that she's proud of Charlie's Angels and happy that it's in the world regardless. I don't know. What do you think about that? I think it's neat that she's taking it in stride.
Oh yeah, it's very, very neat. If she directed this movie, Cocaine Bear, it should be awesome. And Charlie's Angels reboot should be awesome, no matter what, because it was a TV series back then. So,
I haven't seen it, but I heard it wasn't too good. But that's what I've heard, and that's people's opinions. I don't know.
On Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
But I don't follow that stuff.
Yeah, I try not to. Sometimes I'm influenced by it, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Speaking of Patrick Stewart, he's apparently, this is allegedly, he's been told to stand by for another Professor X return.
What?
Potentially, he could be coming back as the hero in the new Deadpool movie.
Oh, I heard about that, but wasn't there something about Patrick Stewart wasn't going to return? He retired from acting? I don't know, but a lot of question marks. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently he was done with Professor X, but
He was surprising us.
I don't know.
For,
That
movie.
Marvel moolah has convinced him to come back, I guess. And apparently, Kevin Feige has told him to stand by. There's a potential return. Now, this is, like I said, this is allegedly, I don't know 100%, but this is out of Patrick Stewart's mouth, apparently. He's quoted as saying, "I've been told to stand by. I know nothing more than that. Honest." And I'm assuming Kevin Feige is lurking somewhere in the shadows with a gun, waiting to convince him to return, in air quotes. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think he will be back?
Well, I hope, because he is a legend and a Shakespearean actor. He's known for being in the theater. He is funny. He's known for playing Star Trek Captain Picard. But he's a legend.
Yeah, I still can't believe that they convinced him to come back, even though he said he was done with the character.
I know the Marvel money will convince him, and it just brings him back.
I imagine Feige has him tied up in a ditch somewhere, kind of like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
It rubs the lotion on his skin.
Yeah. I was going to say something funny, but I couldn't think of anything. Moving on. John Leguizamo, reportedly, he actually at one time was going to play Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh!
Yeah, there was an interview with Leguizamo stating that he was supposed to play the villain, but Michael Keaton, who was originally tapped for the role, had turned it down. And then they went to Leguizamo for the part, and apparently Michael Keaton, his prior obligations freed up, and they put him back in the role because that's who they originally wanted, and they said that we'll work with you in the future, even though you didn't get the Vulture role, we'll work with you and put you in a different role. What do you think about that? Do you think he would have made a good Vulture?
Oh, it looks good. John Leguizamo is a fantastic actor. He's legendary. He's done some movies before he was famous, but...
Have you seen The Pest?
Oh, I don't think I have, but...
It's funny. It's pretty funny.
I heard some people didn't like it, but who knows? I might see a clip of it, and all of a sudden it might go...
It's hilarious. I suggest you watch it. Have you seen the Mario Brothers? With
Bob Hoskins?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have seen it. It's so weird, but it's fun to watch. But it's a guilty pleasure movie.
Definitely. But Leguizamo, a great actor. I don't know if I can't see him as the Vulture. I feel like I know he's an older gentleman now, but I feel like he still looks pretty young. I think Michael Keaton looks like Adrian Toomes, the crusty old man.
Yeah, he's angry
that we know as the Vulture,
vengeful and whatnot.
But I think Leguizamo, visually, doesn't fit. Just because I feel like he still looks very youthful, and I picture Adrian Toomes as a crusty old man. But no doubt he would have done great with the role, acting wise. Apparently, they did offer him a separate role. Aside from the Vulture role that they offered him, they said they were going to work with him again. But the role they gave him was so small that Leguizamo, he turned it down. He was just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Good for him knowing his worth,
What about the Scorpion, Michael Mando? Is he going to return to the
I have no idea.
movies?
He should have already. They should have put him in as part of the Sinister Six or something. But I don't know what they're doing over there.
In Spider-Man Homecoming, he had a little cameo at the end of the movie. A little surprise ending.
Right.
He had a little tattoo of a scorpion on his neck, so makes sense.
Yes. Moving on. Apparently, they're making a John Candy documentary.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Heading to Amazon. Colin Hanks and Ryan Reynolds are going to be taking on that task. The film will take a closer look at Candy throughout the decades and his untimely death in 1994.
Sad.
When he passed away.
Really sad.
He passed away on March 4th as a result of a heart attack.
1994.
He was only 43. That's so young.
Well, in the Western movie, when he died, they got a stunt double to replace John Candy.
Yeah, I heard about that.
A body double or something like that.
Yeah, to finish the scenes that he wasn't able to. This gonna be, sounds interesting. I love John Candy. I love his movies. I would definitely watch this.
Fun fact: he was in a cartoon called Camp Candy.
Oh yeah, I remember that. They're gonna take a look into John Candy's private life, and it'll be revealed through never before seen home videos. It's always fun to see, the behind the scenes and those private moments. You can really learn a lot about, somebody like that. Also archival footage and interviews of loved ones and people who were friends with him. And then the film is supported by Candy's immediate family, his widow Rose, and children Jen and Chris. So it's got the approval of the family. It's got the approval of the men who watch movies. So that's gonna be great. I can't wait for that. And what do you think? Would you say you were a big John Candy fan?
Yeah, I'm a really, really big John Candy fan.
Me too.
He's a comedic actor, full of energy, full of gravitas, yet he still knows how to make the people laugh. With his movies and with his talent, he is awesome.
For sure. Next bit of movie news. Bob Iger says that they're doing more sequels to more of their properties. Oh, God. Another Toy Story, another Frozen movie, and another Zootopia are in the works. I don't know.
I haven't seen the first one.
Not excited about it.
The first one, actually, Zootopia, they did a spoof on The Godfather.
Really?
So it's a lot different in Zootopia.
I haven't seen it.
I have not seen it either, but, someone recommended it to me, so I'm like, I'll try it out.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I know the movie. I heard it did pretty good. I heard some good things about it, and it excited a lot of the furry community. Not that I don't know anything about that, but I don't know. I don't know. It just seemed weird to me. I don't get a lot into these new Pixar and Disney animated movies. Not for me. I just stick with the ones that I grew up with. Of course, Toy Story. But gotta say, Toy Story 4, not my favorite. I love Toy Story 3, and of course, 1 and 2 are epic.
With Jim Varney as Slinky?
Yes, but Toy Story 4, no. And I can't imagine Toy Story 5 is going to be any better. Frozen, that's not my thing. I don't know.
Well, Toy Story 4 has a deleted scene with Don Rickles that I forgot to put in the other movie, so they has hidden footage of Don Rickles in the...
Oh, really?
Yeah, Don Rickles, so he's nice. A legend.
Yes. I wish they would just come up with some new stuff and not...
Yep.
All these sequels, no. Us in sequels. Jonathan Majors talked about his role as Kang. Apparently, a lot of people are reacting positively to the character of Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and he said he took a lot of inspiration from Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh yeah, it's he took a lot of inspiration, but so he's playing the part of Kang the Conqueror, but it's from the comic books, or is it from the TV series Loki?
They're taking. The one that they showed in the Loki TV series.
He's a good guy.
He was like a less intense variant of Kang the Conqueror. And when spoiler alert for if anyone hasn't seen Loki, I should watch it. I would suggest anyone watch it if they plan on watching Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, because it ties in directly. But there was a variant of Kang. He was like the lesser evil variant who was trying to keep Kang the Conqueror from rising and starting a multiversal war. And the female Loki, who named herself Sylvie, ended up killing He Who Remains, which is what he called himself. And because of that, it allowed Kang to rise and start his multiversal war. And this is the the evil variant known as Kang the Conqueror that we get as a result.
Yep. And Jonathan Majors does a stellar performance. I heard that he does a workout regimen. That's what I've heard. He's strong, but if you thought Thanos was villainous, then watch out for Kang the Conqueror.
Right,
He's
I heard a lot of good things.
Much worse than Thanos.
I heard that. Yeah. And I don't know. Just he has, like you always say, he use that word gravitas. I feel like he has that gravitas as this character, and I do get a lot of the Heath Ledger Joker vibes, not because of the character traits or anything, but because the intensity on screen. Every time they show up on screen, there's like a certain amount of weight. and you feel uneasy. And I get that feeling just from watching the trailers that Kang is going to be one of those villains, and when they pop up on screen, you don't know what's going to happen because they can do anything. And he seems very calm and collected, and that's sometimes scarier than anything. Like the Joker, even though he was wild, he also had that calm and collected. Like he knew how to control everything in the room, and he was always one step ahead of everybody. And Kang, I feel like, has that kind of quality to him. So we'll see. That's, I can't wait.
I can't wait either. But it's awesome. It's gonna be the last Ant-Man movie. So for those of you that like it, I would highly recommend that you watch the first one and the second one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Last bit of movie news. Liam Neeson returning to the action scene. He's going to be in a new movie called The Riker's Ghost. The 7-year-old actor, he's going to be taking on this action flick. Apparently, it's about a convict set for release from prison, and his lawyer gets kidnapped, and he's forced to break out a terrorist. So that sounds exciting. What do you think?
Sounds pretty thrilling if you ask.
And he's reuniting with director Neil Jordan. Apparently he worked on him. Not worked on him. He worked with him on a movie called Marlowe. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh, I heard about Marlowe.
Oh, you heard of that?
It's a noirish picture.
Okay. Nice.
It looks like it's in black and white, but it has some of the vibes of the black and white era. But Liam Neeson, who's gonna be in the first noir film, modern noir film, it's more appropriate to say it's all gonna be like more different, more edgier, because Liam Neeson is a veteran actor, and he's like he was in Taken movies.
Oh yeah.
And now he's gonna be in this movie called Marlowe, and he's gonna be like he's an action hero, and it's gonna be good. Like it's always good to keep a positive mental attitude about movies.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's good to see him still doing stuff like this.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna retire, but he's back.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then the director of this, apparently, for anyone who knows, they also worked on The Crying Game and Interview with a Vampire. So a lot of good movies behind him, and hopefully this one's just as good. Will you check this one out?
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah. I'll check it out. My dad wants to see it. Then it looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Anything with Liam Neeson is awesome. The Taken movies.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever movies he's made. Although he was in a cameo of that movie Ted, which is comical. He made a little cameo, which is so funny and hilarious.
He was also in like A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah, he was in there. That movie was super raunchy, but it was so funny. God bless Seth MacFarlane and his,
Yeah, not his best movie, but it was pretty funny. And I love the Doc Brown cameo in it.
Oh yeah, I couldn't believe it. That was awesome. That was a trivia, but so memorable.
Oh, definitely.
I like it.
All right, this wraps up this week in movie news. Let's get on to the show.
Yep.
All right. Super Bowl is upon us, and like I said, I wanted to talk about football movies. The one I want to talk about is The Waterboy. I just saw it. It's on Hulu right now. I wanted to watch something football-y, and I don't know, that's the first one that popped up.
Oh yeah, The
on my feed,
Waterboy.
and I was like, let's check it out. Again, let's revisit it. I haven't seen it in a while. I gotta say it mostly holds up. It's goofy as shit. It's of course, Adam Sandler.
It's Adam Sandler in his prime.
Yeah, I would say so. There's three big ones for me, and then that's
Big Daddy or
Happy Gilmore,
and
Billy Madison,
and
I feel like Waterboy kind of fits in that wheelhouse. Most of the movies afterwards I can take or leave. Mostly leave. Little Nicky was okay.
Well, I had Rodney Dangerfield in there for a cameo.
Yeah, it was a bit too much for me. It doesn't really. I watched it again, and it doesn't hold up as well as I thought
it's just crazy and whatnot, and it has a John Witherspoon cameo.
And then the graphics, of course, are dated as shit. And then the jokes, whatever. But I'd say Waterboy is one of the big three for me, from Adam Sandler.
And The Wedding Singer, of course.
That
Very,
one's
very
okay.
funny.
Yeah, that one's alright. But I'd say those first like 3 are like my favorite Adam
The
Sandler.
Waterboy.
If you're gonna watch
Billy
an Adam
Madison,
Sandler movie,
and Happy
yeah.
Gilmore.
Yeah, exactly.
The Sandler Fun Times movie. If you know what I mean.
Random.
Yes. But yeah, Waterboy. I think it has that good combination of where it has a lot of goofy comedy, but there's an underlying tone of kind of, it has like a heart to it, if you will.
Yeah, it has, Happy Days star Henry Winkler.
Henry Winkler's in it.
Kathy Bates.
Farousa Balk, who plays what's her name? I can't think. I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank, but yeah.
I'm not a smart man.
Vicky Valancourt.
Vicky Valancourt.
Now she was also in The Craft. I don't know if you've seen The Craft, and she was in the infamous '80s Return to Oz that was so much nightmare fuel for children back then. I don't know. Have you seen Return to Oz?
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
It has a lot of creepy like characters, and it's like a Wizard of Oz on acid. And
Oh, was it with Dan Aykroyd and Kelsey Grammer?
no,
Oh, there was something like that.
are you thinking of an animated film?
Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's like it's a live action movie. She plays a young Dorothy, and it's creepy as shit.
You mean like it's with James Franco and playing the Wizard of Oz?
No, that's not. It's not that. It's not that one either. It's an '80s movie.
The Wiz.
No, not the Wiz. You're naming every adaptation.
Yeah,
So
well,
when I'm thinking
I'm
of,
just,
check it out. It's called Return to Oz. It's if you want to be creeped out.
Is that a Disney movie or is that something else?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Just check it out. Look it up on. I'm sure you can check it on the YouTubes. But yeah, the one who plays Vicky Valancourt, she plays Dorothy in that. But yeah, a lot of good casts in this. And we also get a cameo from The Big Show if you're into wrestling at all. He plays the great Captain Insano. But like I was saying, it has a good heart, and I think that's important. Because sometimes you have a comedy movie and it's just all a bunch of goofy, like nonsensical bullshit. But you don't believe the motivations behind the character. You don't take an investment into them. I think with Bobby Boucher, I think he's goofy, but he also has that heart to him.
A lot of heart.
Where you want him to succeed.
Kathy Bates is just hilarious.
I feel like Adam Sandler tried something similar. Have you seen that movie Hubie Halloween?
No, I don't think I have, but it's
Don't
good.
don't watch it. Don't bother. I tried watching it. He tried doing something similar with the character. It was a Bobby Boucher-esque character named Hubie. I forget his last name. It was something like Hubie Dubois. It was very, very Bobby Boucher-esque. And he had like, he wasn't the brightest person. He had like a little bit of a, he was very goofy. He was very awkward, not very smart. But he had, kind of like Bobby Boucher, he had a lot of heart and passion and whatnot. But I feel like the goofiness outweighed the, kind of like I said, the underlying heart of it. The goofiness was too much. It was very cringy. I don't know. I feel like the Waterboy plays that line a lot better.
Very, very different. The Waterboy is awesome. You got lots of actors in there, lots of comical stuff. Really, really funny. The plot is simple.
Yes. Let's talk about the plot. So what is the plot of the Waterboy?
The plot is actually Bobby Boucher wants to play football. But of course, he is the water boy of the football team, and of course, that creates a little controversy.
Well, yeah.
Or little stuff.
I'm thinking at first he wants to play football. He's just his passion is being the water boy.
But Coach Klein makes him an offer he can't refuse.
Oh yeah, but do you remember why he wanted to be the water boy?
Oh yeah, because he loves that high quality H2O.
Oh yeah, but the reason behind that is because apparently his father supposedly died. He was part of like the Peace Corps or something like that, or I forget exactly. But his mom had told him a story that his dad had died like in the desert or something, and he regrets not being there. to give him water, but he was just a baby in his mom's tummy. He says something like that, right?
Yeah, I remember that. That was like
So I think so. Ever since then, he's had a passion for H2O and hydration. Just because that's what he heard. He heard his dad died of dehydration.
But he's alive.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a bit. Spoilers for
spoilers.
What is this? I think it's like the 25th. No, what? How old is this movie?
98. It was made in 1998. So 98, 2023. So
yeah, it's 25 years old.
Wow,
it's 20, awesome. That's the 25th anniversary
of the Water Boy.
Yeah, I mean, no math good, but I just figured it out. Yeah. So what was I saying?
Oh, the Waterboy movie.
Well, yeah, I know that. Where? Oh, yeah. So yeah. So he basically that's why he had a passion for being a water boy. He was on he was doing the water boy duties for this team, and of course the coach fired him because he claimed that he was interrupting his players. Although the players, were the real ones at fault. They're being assholes to him, bullying him, and stuff like that. Who played that? Who played that old coach that fired him?
The old coach? I have no idea, but
let me look it up. But yeah, he was a good asshole coach, old man who's like he's like one of the big coaches on the high school, the college level and whatnot. But yeah, he fires him, and so Bobby doesn't know what to do with himself. His mom, played by Kathy Bates, she
does a wonderful job. Very very funny. Has a comedic humor since the dawn of time.
Okay, you're saying that she's that old?
No, I mean like it. No, I think it's so legendary and so awesome that it's just so funny.
Yeah, Jerry Reed is the actor who plays the coach. But yeah, and so Bobby gets fired. His mom's happy because now he can spend all his time with her.
He doesn't have to play that foosball.
Yeah,
that humor's so funny.
Yeah, I like how she says everything's the devil. I think that's hilarious. But yeah, she's happy and whatnot. But he's not. He really loves being a water boy. He has a passion for it and whatnot. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about that so far?
Oh, it is funny, comical, yet lots and lots and lots of humor. You got Adam Sandler, Rob Schneider, Henry Winkler, Kathy Bates, Jerry Reed. Yeah, it's a lot of funny stuff, and Clint Howard makes a cameo.
Oh yeah, he plays one of the people in one of the fans in the stand.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Funny. He makes a cameo, so
yeah, such a goofy looking guy, but he's always funny.
That.
So I forget how he ends up. He ends up meeting Henry Winkler's character.
Oh yeah, he meets him in what was it, a coach's office facility?
Yeah, yeah. I forget. Is he looking for like another water boy job or something?
Oh yeah.
But he happens
and of course, Coach Klein has that filthy water from back in the olden days, because he serves his team like some filthy ass water, and it's like and of course Bobby Boucher has clean, fresh water.
Yeah. He walks in on him. He's like watching like video footage of his old coaching days, because apparently him and then the coach that fired Bobby, they used to be partners. I think he used to be they used to co-coach together.
But there was a falling out and whatnot.
That coach ended up stealing Coach Klein's green playbook of all his excellent football plays, and Coach Klein, he went into a depression and whatnot. He was nowhere near the coach that he used to be, because he lost all of those brilliant plays that he came up with, and became super intimidated by the other coach. And now he's coaching this shitty team that never wins.
Yeah, it's,
the Mud Dogs.
The Mud Dogs. Yeah, the Mud Dogs. And of course, they get a new water boy.
Yeah, so but Bobby
Adam Sandler, and of course, things just are at a comedic humor.
Yeah, so that's when Bobby Boucher meets him. He's watching like old plays of his glory days and whatnot, and then like you said, he sees that.
And of course, that famous line is like, Mr. Coach Klein, I want to be a water boy because I like water and I want to be on the football team.
And then he's like, I can't afford, hiring a new water boy.
You wouldn't have to pay me.
Yeah.
I would just, Had my waterboy experience.
He's like, as long as you promise to never serve any of that gross water ever again to any of your players. He's like, done. So he becomes the new water boy. And then again, I don't know, he's just like a bully magnet. The people on the team are bullying him. There's that one actor. He's in a lot of other Adam Sandler movies who turned out to be a real skis in real life. Peter Dante. He played Guy in the movie, and he's always bullying Bobby at first. But yeah. But soon we learn that he has a very valuable trait. That his anger, his pent up anger from all those years, can be channeled into tackling. He's a very Forrest Gump like character.
Very, very something like that. But
because Forrest Gump,
the teacher who looks like Colonel Sanders, but it's actually just a teacher.
Yeah, but he's very Forrest Gump-esque because he's not a smart man, but he has this very strong talent. In Forrest Gump's case, he could run really fast. And in Bobby Boucher's, I can't speak today.
Bobby Boucher.
Do you understand the words that are coming out from my mouth?
In Bobby Boucher's case, he can tackle really hard. So there's that scene where there's one of the football players spits into the water can, which is dumb because that's the water that they're gonna drink. Like, why would you spit a loogie into the water that you guys? That's the only water that you guys have.
Yeah, it turns
out
out that if you get thirsty and there's a loogie there.
What the fuck? Ew. So it's not, but then of course, Bobby being the water connoisseur that he is, he gets angry and he has a flashback to, when he was a kid working for the other coach and he was going to hit a football player in the head with a ladle. And he stopped him saying, hey, what are you doing? You're going to hurt one of my finely tuned athletic machines. And then he, yells at him. So he remembers that. And so he stops, getting angry. And then Coach Klein is like, hey, what are you doing? If you, if you let this guy, do that to you, they're going to walk all over you for the rest of your time here. You got to stand up for yourself. And so that's when Bobby starts to stand up for himself.
He has that, that camaraderie, comical attitude.
Yeah, eventually he gains camaraderie with the team, but at first, like you said, he's kind of like the punching bag. But yeah, he finally stands up for himself.
Funny classic movie, and I highly recommend it, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, definitely. But there's some incident that happens where he's it's that one guy Guy. He's bullying Bobby, and then Bobby finally has had enough, so he runs at full speed and tackles him, knocks him out, and then that's when Coach Klein gets the idea to put him on the team. And everyone's opposed to it at first and stuff like that. But he feels like he could channel his energy. And at first, it's a big fail. Like he's like he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to activate his powers. So he's like he tells him to tackle one of the other players, but he's just kind of rubbing up against him and stuff like that awkwardly. He's like, what are you doing? I want to see that passion that you had before. And then finally he learns how to have him channel his rage. He
that matador energy.
Exactly. So he shows him how to envision people that have enraged him in the past and have made him mad. And he thinks about, throughout the movie, he thinks about people that bullied him. He thinks about his mom, telling them everyone's a devil. Or he thinks about Captain Insano. There's a scene earlier in the movie where he called up his hero, Captain Insano, played by The Big Show.
And it is The Big Show.
And it was just after he got fired. I know, right? The Big Show. It was after he just got fired by the other coach. And he wanted to be the Captain Insano's water boy. And he's like, hey, that's cute. What are you, 9, 10 years old? He's like, no, I'm 31 years old. And they start he starts laughing his ass off at him. And then Bobby, he gets really sad about it. And then so he starts thinking about Captain Insano laughing at him and stuff like that. And that's what triggers...
Laughing with tears coming out of his eyes.
That's one of the things that helps him trigger his anger. There's a bunch of different things he thinks about. But he finally learns to channel his energy, and he starts becoming a success. He starts tackling the right people, starts winning the Mud Dogs some football games, becomes like a sensation.
That's funny. The movie is so hilarious. It's funny. It has all that stuff in there, but it's just so funny.
I like that scene when there's like other colleges that are trying to replicate the success of Bobby Boucher, and then there's one college that hired their towel boy to be one of their football players, but it failed miserably, and he got tackled, and I think he got knocked out. I don't know if he was in a coma or something like that, but it was an experiment gone wrong, trying to replicate the water boy's success.
Yep,
but it's not in who they are; it's in who Bobby is.
Somewhat that, but it is what it is. Stuff happens. Whatever it happens, it just happens. But getting back to the water boy, awesome.
Yeah. But at first his mom, like you were mentioning, his mom was opposed to him playing, as she calls it, the fool's ball. Because she doesn't. She's very protective. She doesn't want him getting hurt. And then Coach Klein comes over for dinner, and they have a nice.
He eats alligator for some reason.
No, I thought they were eating snake.
Snake looks like alligator. I don't know why.
Well, they were eating alligator when Vicky Valancourt.
Came snake, by. Yeah.
It's interesting enough, though. If you notice in Adam Sandler's early movies, a lot of his love interests have a alliterative first and last name. Because in Billy Madison, it was Veronica Vaughn, and then you have in Happy Gilmore, it was Virginia. What was her last name? Virginia Venet. And then in this one, it's Vicky Valancourt. VVV. And yeah, but they were eating alligator when Vicky came to dinner. And his mom was trying to basically make him sound unappealing to her because she doesn't like Vicky dating her son. And so she was telling him about how he pisses his sheets and how he wears deputy dog on pajamas. And what else did she say? I forget.
I have no idea.
But yeah, he really pisses those. He needs to drink more water. Have you seen did you see the piss stain on those sheets? They were like dark ass yellow.
Yeah.
It was gross.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, overall I would say it's a great movie. Very, very hilarious. But yeah, I was talking about when Coach Klein was trying to convince his mom to let him play football. They were eating snake, and I like that one line where he's like, "Oh, what part of the snake would you say I'm eating?" And she's like, "Well, snakes don't have parts, but if I had to say anything, I would say you're eating his knee." And he's like, "Oh, his knee."
That's interesting.
And then I like how they're talking in the background, like the fly zapper goes off, and then it's like a squirrel or something that's fried in there. And he's like, "Whoa, what was that?" And she's like, oh, that's right. No, he was asking, like, "Oh, so what are we having for dessert?" And you hear the thing go off. It's like the freaking fly zappers crackling, and you hear something going, "Ah!" And she's like, "Oh, we're having squirrel." They're gonna eat the squirrel that got killed.
No, I don't think so.
But yeah, and then Bobby's doing great for himself, though, and then it turns out that the evil coach that had fired him, I can't remember his name. I'm gonna look it up. And I keep dancing around the fact that I don't know his name. Let's see, what's his name here? Do you remember his name? I don't remember.
Coach. The one who was portrayed by Jared Reed.
Coach Red Biolu. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Coach Red.
Let's call him Coach Red. Anyway, then Coach Red finds out that Bobby hasn't passed high school. He doesn't have his GED. He didn't graduate, and so he found out he lied on his application, that he shouldn't even be playing football. And there's a big controversy, after all of Bobby's success, and so Bobby has to go back to school to prove to Dad that he's not a fool, and he takes his GED examination
and becomes successful as the water boy again.
Yeah, he finally gets his GED. And then he returns to save the day. Hilarious movie, though. I love it. I love every minute of it. One of my favorite parts of the movie is when he has to lie to his mom before his mom finds out that he's playing football. He has to like explain all the bruises that he gets and stuff like that. So he comes up with the story that there's a gorilla loose from the zoo that's been that like beat him up, and she puts out like this big search, like she puts up posters to try and find the gorilla and whatnot. It's hilarious.
Hilarious.
But then eventually she finds out.
Comedy, just fun.
Eventually she finds out, and she's angry at him, and then he stands up for himself. Though he says he likes playing football and he wants to do that, and he loves Vicky Valancourt, and I've seen her boobies and I like them too. and then she gets so upset that she fakes being in a coma, and just to kind of keep her control over him. But then she realizes that after all
she can't shield him from the world anymore.
Yeah, exactly, she can't shield him from the world, and after all the controversy, he's
got to figure it for himself.
After all the controversy about Bobby, not graduating and whatnot, the town eventually they turned around and rallied around him, and she saw the support that they were giving Bobby, and it was a really inspirational moment. I like that scene. That's what I'm talking about. Even though for all how goofy it is, they had those inspirational moments in the movie, and she saw how they were rooting for him, and so she realized that she needed to give up some control, and so she I like that part where she drives him over to the Bourbon Bowl in those swamp, those fan boats, and she kicks it into gear, and they go flying across the bayou. It's actually filmed in Florida. A little fun fact: it wasn't filmed in Louisiana.
Oh, it's filmed in Florida, so yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
He makes it in time for the game. The Mud Dogs feel like they're going to lose, and he shows up and he rallies the team to victory.
With the
great.
Football spirit.
Oh, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, a good inspirational movie. Like I said, it's comedy and hearts.
Yep.
I'd say it's one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies.
Mine too. One of my favorite movies also.
Well, I believe this wraps it up for This Week in Movie.
Yep.
Not This Week in Movie. This wraps it up for this episode of The Men Who Watch
Yep,
Movies.
this wraps it up. But don't worry, you guys. We'll still be here, so don't worry.
Oh, of course.
We're going to talk about some good movie entertainment. And, of course, watch us at Men Who Watch Movies. And check our Instagram
at Men Watch Movies.
And, of course, check out my podcast.
Our Facebook is at Men Watch Movies. Our YouTube is at Men Watch Movies. Our anchor for our audio podcast is at Men Watch Movies. I try to make it simple for everybody to find us. We have a, what do you call it? I talked about Instagram or Twitter. Our Twitter is at Men Watch Movies. So check us out. We'll see you guys next time. We'll have some more fun stuff to talk about.
See you next time.
Enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody, and hope whoever you're rooting for wins. Because that's what I want to wish on you guys. But thank you for watching, and
thank you guys.
My name is Alec.
And my name's DJ the Movie Man Wagner, also known as the COE of the Men Who Watch Movies. And with me is the Vice President of Editing. Would you give it up for Alec Castrahone?
Thank you. And we'll see you guys soon.
We'll see you soon, guys.
Week. And we hope that you keep on
watching. I hope this video gets more views. A lot of views.
Me too.